welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Taurus for the month of November, including late October 2025. So Taurus, we are in the zodiac sign, of Scorpio. So this talks about lots of deep diving, actually. Taurus is your polar opposite, 6 months apart from you. So there's you may have a lot of planets in Scorpio, or you may have some, but there is a correlation there. So Scorpio is all about the deep dive. It's all about old stuff floating to the surface to be re-examined, things that we try to sort of hide from ourselves and others come into view. It's a very highly intuitive time where one has to sort of rely on intuition over your brain matter or your mind matter. You are in your 9th house of travel, philosophy, religion, adventure, anything that's sort of on a far horizon, anything that you want to sort of educate yourself into. And it could be that this could be a time that where you are indeed travelling. So that's the 9th house. Now, the housekeeping. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow. It is free. Comments also are very welcome, so we can grow this channel. Thank you for that. Okay, energy around is the Hanged Man. So we're just going with the flow at the moment. Major card, major energy. It's just about seeing life from a different perspective. And indeed, what better time than Scorpio? Because like I said before, it is the sign of the deep diver. So it's going to investigate, or things just coming up for our investigation that normally are hidden, I would say, or ignored. Any of those. So here we have the Hanged Man saying, okay, let's grapple this and just look at things in our intuition and in our inner personal life that invariably float to the surface in Scorpio time. It's also tomorrow, it is All Saints Day, or Halloween as the Americans, or that is, the thing these days. But literally, it means the veil between the seen and the unseen world is very thin. So therefore, for Christians, especially in Europe, they go to the graveyards and to the cemeteries and visit the dear departed, because the belief is that they will come right down and give messages or tell things or alert them to matters that normally the other 11 months of the year are not noticed, shall we say. So let's see what your perspective in the Scorpio time is going to be all about, Taurus. Be very interesting. And also another aspect of the energy around being the Hanged Man is patience. Waiting for the right time as well. So that's quite apt in Scorpio time, because that's often where these sort of can be dreams as well, or messages that just sort of arrive there unassumingly, and you think, oh my God, why has that come into my head? That kind of energy, gut feeling time. Where you are right now is the 7 of Pentacles. So looking back over your shoulder at the year that has been and all the different accomplishments that you've had, looking at what you have accomplished, not what you haven't, which is a thing that we often misconstrue. We often sort of say, well, we haven't done these things, and we forget to mention what we have done. So it's the Harvest card. So it's all about, and how apt it is in October, November. We're nearly at the end of our year. And so it's time now to just look and have a look, stand back and say, yes, I've done well. I'm on my way. Let's see the influencing card that's influenced this Harvest card to come in to remind us of how far we've come, and will indeed influence the rest of the reading. And we have good news coming with the little Page of Wands. So he is the good tidings little messenger. The pages are messengers. So he brings good news that you've been waiting for, been waiting to hear about a certain matter, and it comes through. But overall too, I think in this reading for you, Taurus, it's all about lots of good things happening for you, because it's an action. Wands is all about action, so moving forward card. So especially when it's influenced this Harvest card to come in, and you're looking at life from a different perspective with the Hanged Man, it sort of makes sense that perhaps now's the time to sort of launch whatever it is, or sort of just feel not lucky, but just feel like you're getting somewhere with whatever projects or whatever you've got ongoing. So a really nice card, very positive actually. So let's see now what's been going on in September, October, and still holds merit today. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. So perhaps here it was a time, Taurus, where you were sort of feeling a little out of the loop. Not feeling excluded per se, but just feeling like, I don't really want to join in this month. I'll go to work, I'll do the do, but I just feel like standing on the outside looking in, out in the cold sort of energy. And sometimes it's good to have this card, because 5s are always energies of change. So it's like something's changing within, or you're changing something about how you do something. And when we focus on that, we often feel like it's very personal, so we don't particularly want to be telling people about it or sharing that experience, because you're sort of in that stage where you're just in that transition of change for the better. So lovely card in a way, but sometimes when it's upon us, it can feel like exclusion, it can feel like, I'm not fitting in with people, all that kind of thing. However, it is an agent of change, the 5 of Pentacles. So well done there. Recent influences. 3 of Wands. So this is your quintessential ninth house card. It's expansion, it's growth, it's overseas travel, or it could be somebody overseas that you are involved with, or that they come from overseas. It's got all that far horizon sort of energy about it. But it's encouraging you to keep going and moving forward, because your building blocks, your foundations are very strong at this point. So therefore the only way is up, really. So it's a lovely card to have, but it's also very fitting in the 9th house of far distance travel and learning, philosophy, religion, spiritual sort of topics. So lovely, so keep on. The lesson you'll be learning. 7 of Wands, speak up for yourself or forever hold your peace. So this is a card, another 7 actually. So it's a 7 numerologically represents not giving up and just going with it, keep the wheels spinning sort of thing. So this 7 of Wands really asks you and tells you too that you're in the running and you're just as good as any of the other competitors in whatever it is you're striving for. But it's asking you to speak up, make your voice heard. If you are in a situation where things have been up here, for example with the 5 of Pentacles, where you have felt a bit sort of out of the loop and you haven't felt like you could find your voice in a situation, this card in the lesson saying to you, well, now's the time to just use it this 4 weeks. Just say, well, I've actually thought about it quite considerably, and now this is what I think, and this is where I want to go with it. So you got up to a 7 here. So it's like telling you and urging you not to give up. Just keep going. But the main crux of it is speak up for yourself, because no one else is going to. Okay, let's go into near future. Six of Cups, sorry. 6 of Cups, reconnecting with old friends, reconnecting with people from times gone by, happy sort of memories, happy connections, getting phone calls out of the blue from people that you weren't expecting, things that you weren't expecting suddenly coming back into view. Classic Scorpio. So this is indeed a Scorpio card. So it just harks back to our past. I call it a past life card because it's sort of how we're all connected to one another, and we may not see each other for a long time, and then suddenly we think about them, and then suddenly they sort of appear, or they call, or they message, or they email. So it's almost like, wow. But yeah, this is this often crops up in Scorpio time, because in fact it is a Scorpio card. There you go. Okay, let's have a look and see what is happening that you're not realising, that is very strongly linked to all of it, but especially this one. So you can see what's beneath this one. And we have the Queen of Swords, very sort of female energy there, but she speaks the truth, whether you like it or not. She is very much a person who may have something to do with the exclusion here with the 5 and the speaking up. And maybe too, this could be your energy going, okay, because she will speak up. And she says things people just think. But that's one of her sort of bylines, is where she's just like, well, no, this isn't good enough. This is what I think. And people will think, oh yeah, I was thinking of that, but I wouldn't dare say it. So it's using your voice here as well, but just being really cutting through all the rubbish to sort of get to a point and get yourself heard, and not really caring what other people think, because at the end of the day, you have to defend yourself. And especially too with this 6 of Cups here, it could be someone very much from your past. It could be even your mother or someone like that, that's always sort of said, this is how to go. But with Taurus, you'd be a bit more circumspect about saying things so bluntly. But there she doesn't really care. She just says it because it's the reality. So remember to employ her, or if it's somebody from your past that's influenced you in that way, employ that and see how it works, because it invariably does. Okay, so let's see how others see you. Knight of Pentacles. Very hard-working, very Taurus, very earth-bound card. Hard-working, loyal. Very much a behind-the-scenes sort of energy, the Knight of Pentacles. He doesn't really sort of make himself known, but he's always there, doing what he has to do, head down, bum up. But just the loyalty and the cautiousness of this energy is really good, and it suits Taurus, I feel, because they just work along very quietly. I call them the methodical plotters. So that's how others see you. Very much a person that you can trust. So that suits with you actually, Taurus, I believe. Conversely, it could be one of your children, it could be one of your sons, or that kind of energy. Somebody that really doesn't use their voice, but they're there and they make a big impact, even though they don't make a big song and dance about it. But it's a lovely energy to get. But it's a slow-moving energy, so it's not sort of really seen automatically. It's kind of very subtle. It's you, Taurus. Okay, let's see what you're feeling positive about. Oh, Four of Cups, feeling a bit down in the dumps, been on a high, and now we're back down to earth with a thud. But that's okay too, because when we get the Four of Cups, it's sort of an emotional disappointment of types, where you think, oh, wish it lasts a bit longer, wished I could have been on that high a bit longer, like a holiday or something, where everything seemed just so fabulous, and then suddenly we find ourselves back in the daily grind again. However, the anecdote for that is to just keep on keeping on and be grateful for all we have. Because after all, we forget that. We just think it's our God-given right to have everything going well all the time. And life just doesn't work like that. But that's okay. Fours are also about consolidating experiences as well, Four of Cups. So maybe, well, that you have been having a great time, and then suddenly there's a bit of a lull emotionally. So that's when we sort of have to go back to the harvest card and think, yeah, well, I've done really well anyway. Yeah, time now just to sort of sit there with my intuition and just feel out the situation. There's a silver lining to every cloud. Okay, let's look at the outcome. We have the beautiful Ace of Cups telling us that reconnection again with somebody or something that brings us great joy, emotional fulfillment, could be a passion of yours, something you're working towards, something that you want to sort of work on and project onto the world, or it could be just a person here that's come back into your life seemingly out of nowhere. However, it's sort of, they've been a great inspiration because it reminds you of how far you've come, and then you get that connection again, and it's really lovely. It's kind of a soulmate card as well, and as we know, soulmates can come in all sort of different degrees. They can be platonic, they can be romantic, they can be work people, any sort of person that we really have that click with. There's no clunking with the Ace of Cups. Okay, I'm just going to pop a clarifier on that Seven of Wands and see what's underneath the surface of you speaking up for yourself with the Oracle. The mystery. So it's all there before you. It's a whole new path. It's just about moving forward and just finding out. You don't know what the hell's going on, but it's something quite amazing. This market directs you into the unknowable mystery of your journey. It is the sacred place where all things are created but are not yet formed. Points the way to pure power and potential, which meets the magic of intention. Tells you that magical, unknowable forces of destiny and fate are working in your life. So there you go. Just speak up for yourself and everything will be out on the table, and then you'll be sort of venturing into your ninth house of the far horizons. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe and comment.